not have to go through another trial. They were accused of as they were responsible for a wildfire Sunday night in Tallahatchie County that burned 124 acres. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WIAB. I'm Chris Davis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Necessary to reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
Welcome to the Chip Matthews Show, where politics meets the South. So grab your sweet tea, find a comfortable spot to sit back, and let's embark on this journey together. Chip away.
Okay, let's hear those feet hit the floor to all of you that get up late in the morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
Oh,
Yeah. Did you? Okay. Let's fix to start singing.
Yep.
Okay.
Chip away.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
This is the Chip Matthews Show. I am Chip Matthews. She is Taylor Turcotte. And what are we going to talk about today?
I don't know what you want to talk about.
Here's what I want to talk about. Okay, we got all these people coming to town. I see where Tate was asking everybody to be on the side of let's cut some taxes. Let's cut some taxes.
Yep.
And he mentioned everybody. And of course, Andy Gibson jumped right in and said, absolutely, let's cut some taxes.
Yep.
But he was mentioning, and it had Jason White and it had Delbert and all them tagged in it.
Right.
Let's cut some taxes today, boys.
Did you hear what else they were talking about?
What?
Ballot initiatives.
Oh, yeah, they're talking
About
about
how many people want it and how I think it was Jason White saying that he's bumping into people that are saying, how about a ballot initiative?
Well, we've only been saying it on this radio program for a year.
Yeah, but they're listening.
Yes.
When they hear it on the streets, they start listening.
Look, and
When
any
they
of
hear it
you,
from the people, they start listening.
and any of you people that would like to come on the radio, we won't wear you out. We'll just get you to come in. You can sit down and talk. People will hear your side.
Yep.
I'm talking about any of you elected officials that want to come in, come on in, because what we're going to talk about today is what kind of Republican are you? Okay.
Yeah,
Do you understand the differences in Republicans?
I do.
Okay. Well, explain them to me. Let's hear your version.
Oh gosh, I wasn't prepared for that. There are Republicans who are set in the government and wanting government to control everything and making the money, and they believe that they should rule your lives and that they know better than you do what's good for you. And then there are others that believe that they are servants of the people and that it's their job to work for what's best for the people.
Okay, that's just basically basic politician there.
Okay.
Now, what I'm saying is we have those who are not conservative, the rhinos,
Right.
who are actually doing the Democrats' work.
Right.
Okay, they just want to go along to get along. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get some money coming in. I'm gonna get my
Okay. Are we
cut.
talking about DC or are we talking about Mississippi?
Hey, it doesn't matter. You
Okay.
could say DC or
In
Mississippi.
DC, you have two kinds of Republicans, those that are dirty and those that are not.
Right, you have that in
And if
Mississippi.
they're trying to cover up Trump, then that means that they've got some, if there gets Trump, that means that there's something they're trying to keep covered.
And saying what I'm getting at is in Mississippi, if they don't take the aggressive approach,
Right.
and I saw where Jason White was saying that he's going to take the aggressive approach.
Right.
If they don't take the aggressive approach to cut taxes, give the people back the voice. The ballot initiative is
Right.
so, I even think the committee that the lobbying firm that they had for a while, the BAP, I don't think too much of them because it's run by one of the chairmen was the guy that tried to put Timothy and I in jail because he's an attorney
Right.
And he wanted to put us in jail for trying to tell the truth about corruption in Madison County elections. But no,
Right.
and
Shut you up.
and you can see those videos online. They exist.
Really?
Yeah, Tim sitting there. I went one week and I said something, and they said they'll arrest me. Blah blah blah. And so we came
Right.
same next week, and Tim says, "Chip, sometimes you are a little strong. I'll be able to get through this with no problems at all."
Yeah.
Boy, they had 2 cops behind Tim.
Oh goodness.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.
Goodness. Oh goodness.
And that's because people don't want to hear the truth about what goes on when it goes on. And the ballot initiative is something that belongs to us. They say
Yes.
we want to raise the threshold of votes. No, 20% over 5 districts and 20% over 4 districts is the same number of people.
Right.
So there is no reason to gauge it up or down.
Right.
Now, what they do need to do is decide if it's something that must be regulated. Like, for instance, if you're going to do pot, you've got to have recreational pot. You would have to have somebody that you'd have to set a tax on it and locations of where it is. That's different.
Right.
If you were going to decide what a boy or a girl is in a ballot initiative,
Right.
that, things that don't have a monetary figure attached to them.
Right.
I think those would be the ones that need to be on the.
Basically, us as the people expressing our opinion on something.
Yeah.
Whether we want something or we don't.
Right. I mean, we could settle a lot of easy issues.
Right.
Bible in the church, Bible in the school.
Right.
Boom, which it's already in the Constitution. Just enforce the Constitution.
Right.
But that's what I'm getting at. I mean, there are things like that. There's things like that we could do, but if it involves money,
Right.
and some kind of regulations or stuff, that doesn't need to be able to be put into the Constitution.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that would mean like where pot was on the ballot initiative to be in the Constitution,
Right.
that was that.
Right.
Now the flag was on, and seeing every time you talk about pot winning the last time, which caused the strife.
Right.
The last thing on the ballot initiative before that was the flag. And the flag won.
Okay.
And the legislature decided that the people were wrong and they took
Yeah.
it from them.
Yeah.
So you do wind up with this sticky place. And,
But okay.
but
I'm gonna
the,
have to think about how I feel about a ballot initiative being able to change or add things to the Constitution.
well, that's what it's for.
Well,
And if the people vote for it
right.
and it takes,
So we're gonna have something like marijuana in our Constitution.
that's what they were going to do. It did not happen. They changed it. They went to court over all that.
Okay.
And that's how, when it got passed as a, what it was they threw out the ballot initiative in court
Right.
by saying that you had to have 20% of 5 districts, because the rule is you can't count any votes past 20%
Okay.
in any one district.
Okay.
And it was based, and the law was put in place when we had 5 congressional districts.
Right.
We only have 4 now. Okay, now 20% of 4 would still be the same number as 20% of 5.
Well, it'd be a different number, but it'd be a lower number because you've lost people, so you've lost
No.
a district. But the 20% would stand for either 4 or 5.
Right.
It's
It's
20%.
20%. It's just the threshold of the high end
Right.
is now 80.
Right.
Okay. Some of you people, that's some old math, not new math. But anyway, the ballot initiative is something that we need in place
Right.
for things to happen and for us to control our government. I mean, we should have a voice in things that need to occur in our government. And the sin taxes as they come down the
So
pipe.
are we going to add some? Once again, back to it affecting the Constitution of the state of Mississippi every 4 years. Are we going to have something that's
On a ballot
addition
initiative.
to
Well,
it?
see, that's the thing about it. There's always been a ballot initiative. Okay.
Okay.
And nobody ever took advantage of it. And then, of course, with the 5 districts in the state,
Right,
you're going
right.
to have 20% of all 5. Right.
Right.
So,
Well, I mean, I'm fine.
so,
It's the
so
Consti-
hold on.
Okay.
But that's just to get on the ballot.
Right.
You see, and then I think the threshold to win is not a simple majority. You got to get 65%.
Right.
I'll have to check that to make sure.
Okay.
But there's a bigger number you have to get
Okay.
before it could become a part of the Constitution.
Okay. But
It's not a simple 50-51.
then again, I think that our Constitution is a little bit more important. It needs to be. Needs
Well,
to be a little bit
well,
harder.
for instance,
Or we're gonna have every election a ballot initiative that wants to change
you
that.
said, but we've had it a ballot initiative for 100 years,
Right,
and it's never been a problem before. And you had the lobbyists with the medical lobbyists was what they were always afraid that they were
Right.
going to get it put in that we would go forward. Now people are realizing that we got to take a little bit slower step on this Medicaid expansion
right.
because
right.
Trump may cut all the money out of the program. This is exactly what we told you.
Right,
But the other side of that is if they were to sign up, let's say today, before Trump
right.
went bye-bye, then the government would be sending them 3 times the money that they would need for the first year.
Right.
And then we'd be stuck with us paying for it
The rest of it.
when it all went away.
Right.
But they'd give us like, let's say it cost $1 billion, they'd give us $3 billion.
Yeah.
And then we have to think that everybody will be physically conservative when they spend it.
Oh yeah. No.
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 No,
Not at all.
no.
People aren't conservative with going to the doctor nowadays.
You know,
Whenever they get their toe twinges and they're in the doctor's office.
you know, it's amazing that we sit here and talk about this. And of course, you know, most of our elected officials listen to us on the radio and just say, oh, they're crazy. They don't know what they're talking about. They have no idea what's going on in the world. Well, we're here to figure it all out, and we want you to help us. So when we get it wrong,
You've
please,
heard from some of them, and
please
who
call us
thinks
up.
we're crazy? Who thinks I'm crazy?
Oh, you don't want me to talk about the people that think you're crazy. Yeah. They think I'm normal compared to you.
me?
Compared to you.
Okay.
Oh,
I guess maybe I need to see.
okay. Let's take a break. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show with Taylor Turcott on WYAB. Show with Taylor Turcott on WYAB.
1039 WYAB.
I think you're crazy. I don't think they haven't known me long enough to know that I'm
Insurance
crazy.
company prefers.
Everybody knows
I
we're not
don't
crazy.
know as it serves confusion. Call Clinton Body Shop. We'll keep it simple. We are
What's his
certified
name?
by 19 vehicle makers to assure you.
That
get a
lady
repair.
is dead set on me buying that radio station today.
Call the shop who only wants one
You
part.
know, I never sent her an offer, and I texted her back last night. I
In
go,
Clinton and in Richland,
unless you're going to
we
give it
work
to
for
me.
you.
She goes, well, let's
We
talk.
take pride in perfection.
Well, offer what you want to offer.
I'm offer a
If
less.
you want the best health care, where do you go?
Somebody has
The
told me
Mayo
she would
Clinic.
just walk
If you
away.
want the best care for your vehicle, where do you go? Mayo Auto Clinic in Raymond. Mayo Auto Clinic does foreign and domestic
Well,
vehicles.
Take over the
and
lease, I
vehicle
take over the
repairs.
utility
Mayo
bill,
Auto Clinic
and I
has
take over the
ASE
staff.
certified techs with over 25 years
Is there
of
a staff?
experience. You can extend the life of your car or
3
truck
people.
when you take it to Mayo Auto Clinic for cost-effective repairs.
You got to
and
have the guy on
maintenance
Sunday
down
to run the
best.
church
Mayo
programs.
Auto Clinic, open weekdays at
And then
7 a.m.
Angry
Highway
works during the
18
week,
in
and there's a
Raymond.
news guy that does the
Rapid
news.
Oil Change has been the fast
And then,
service leader in oil changes for over
there's a
40
girl,
years. With parts to fit most
Evelyn,
models in stock.
who's running the
Easy to
books.
see why we're Central
And the
Mississippi's
only
leader in
salesman.
fast service.
Huh?
We feature
And the
brands
only
like
salesman
Cash,
right now.
Mobile,
Selling anything or no?
Lucas and Full Throttle.
The
We do more than just
$7,000.
change
Well, I know,
oil
but she's
services
selling
But
like
see, it's
tire
all
batteries,
fixing to change
new
because you're
tires,
fixing to
tire
have everybody
repair,
buy.
cabin filters, air filters, and much, much more. Open 6 days a week and ready to serve. Stop by one of our 6 fast-friendly locations today. We accept most national fleets and local
I got to
fleets are
come up with
welcome.
that
As
name.
Christians, it's our calling to be faithful to Christ
I
and
want to call
obedient to the Great
corporation.
Commission. Our heart's desire and
To
prayer
wear.
to God is that through our efforts, many would receive and rest upon Christ alone as
The
He's
name of
offered
it.
to them.
I don't want them to,
I'm David Strain,
I
Senior
don't want
Minister at First
the
Presbyterian
politicians
Church in
tracing that
Jackson,
back to me
inviting
right
you
off
and your
the bat.
family to join us as we strive to fulfill that mission. We're located on North State Street in Jackson. Times of our services can be found at fpcjackson.org. You can also hear the good news about Jesus Christ each Sunday morning at
Does she need
9:30
money?
on 103.9
This woman who
WYAB.
owns radio, she's
Decisions
wealthy.
limit future
beyond-
options.
She inherited a
Make
ton.
enough bad
Yeah, so
decisions,
she doesn't-
and you
it's not
will
about the money.
destroy
2
your
houses
life.
in New Orleans,
Listen
just
She
to
that.
doesn't
the
need
Flat
that.
Line
She doesn't need
with your
money.
host Rick Hughes every
She needs a
Sunday
headache
morning
to go
at 8:30
Right.
a.m. here on 103.9.
And it's like I said, it's a
WYAB.
$200,000
Join us
headache.
every
She says, what do you
Sunday
mean?
for
I
30
got
minutes of inspiration,
$200,000 gets it back to perfect.
education,
Mhm.
all without manipulation. That's the Flat Line with
That's
Rick
just
Hughes,
Matt's
here
big deal.
on 103.9 WYAB each Sunday morning.
Matt says he
at
wouldn't take it
8:30
for
a.m.
free. I don't know
Hey,
why
this
you
is
would.
John with MES. That's Mississippi Energy Services.
We sell, service, and
Because to
install
me-
all makes and models.
Well, I mean, it's
of
basically right
home
now
and
running
business
itself.
generators.
Right.
One thing that we do
So it's worth
different than a lot of other companies is
$40,000
we
a
do
month,
all
but-
the work ourselves.
Somebody could
We don't
move
use subcontractors.
this
We go
studio
from the
to that
original
building.
estimate, the design to the final product. That way we can control the quality of the job.
broadcast
from the
both
beginning
from
to
there.
the end. We are online at
and
msenergy.us.
have a presence there. And
Looking for a Sunday
restaurants
message that will
around.
inspire and deepen your faith?
so I used to have a
Every
restaurant right
Sunday
under.
morning from 10:30 to 11 a.m. Tune in to listen to powerful sermons by Dr. Matt Ayers, pastor of Wellspring Church in Madison, with insightful
13
teachings
days.
rooted in Scripture and a heart for God's truth. Pastor Matt
For
brings
what?
fresh perspectives to life's biggest
13
questions.
days.
Find out more
My
at
birthday's Friday.
wellspringms.church
Within 13
and tune in
days.
Sunday
The
morning
2
at
weeks from
10:30
yesterday.
on 103.9 WIAB.
Inauguration.
Hi.
I
Jim
know,
Wayne
the
here.
championship
Corporate Door
football
Company has been
game.
Providing quality
What
residential
inauguration?
garage and commercial overhead door products to Mississippians for over
And I mean,
50
literally,
years.
he went,
Corporate Door is the
he
supplier of
went and
garage
did
door
everything.
parts and
And then,
services
if I'm not
such as
mistaken,
lift
I know,
master,
I think
commercial
that
and
that
residential door
afternoon, he
operators,
went
as
in
well
to
as
the office
corporate
and just
sectional
started
commercial and residential doors.
cleaning
Astor,
out.
commercial
Right.
sheet
Shut
and rolling
Trump,
steel
shut
doors.
borders
and
down,
Cornell, rolling
everything.
steel and shutters with many in
Because I
stock
remember they
for
lost their
same-day
mind because he
pickup.
immediately went in and basically
Corkanddoor.com.
almost pulled
That's
like a
corkanddoor.com.
lever.
Okay, that's all.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
And we're back here on the Chip Matthews Show. Let's go to the phones. What we got on the phone, WYB?
Oh,
Oh,
no phone.
nobody there. Nobody there.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Give us a call back. We'll talk to you. Anyway, politics is politics. Let's talk about some national politics for a second.
Okay.
I saw Kamala Harris yesterday, and she was so respectful in counting the ballots.
Did you hear the difference in the amount of ballots that were got between Trump and Kamala?
No,
He got 312 votes.
right.
She got 219. So
Right.
almost a third. He beat her by almost a third. Of the
Beat
votes.
her like a redheaded stepchild.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, when she had to stand up there and say those numbers, I mean, it had to have just flown.
See, they should do
over
that.
her.
We should do that for the Ole Miss State football game. The losing coach and quarterback needs to come and have to say the
Present.
score and present the trophy back to Ole Miss every year.
Back to Ole Miss every year.
Every year.
They win every year.
Yeah, Ole Miss wins
Okay.
every year.
Wow.
And you that would show such sportsmanship.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think any of the coaches are going to be doing that.
Mm.
Of course, they don't. I mean, the coaches really don't deserve to eat crow the way that Kamala does. I mean, they put up good games and they play good games. So,
Well, Jackie Sherrill
Come on.
always needed to eat crow.
well, see, I don't know.
You don't know
I didn't
him.
go to either of those two schools. I went to USM. So,
Okay. And y'all were the Crows, right? The Golden Crows.
Golden Eagles.
Okay. So Trump's going to be in 13 days.
Yep.
We're also having ESPN has made sure that we're going to have a national championship football game on the same day.
Okay.
I don't get that, but anyway, and they knew what they
Drawing
were
attention.
doing when they drew it up.
Right. What time's the football game?
Oh, it'll be that night.
Well, inauguration's at noon. It'll be over and everybody can go from the inauguration to
euphor-
football, can they not?
The euphoria of Trump being in office,
Well,
and then they show the parties.
I mean, it's like lanyard. You got extra with the football game coming on.
Okay, and everybody remember, is it next week? Well, no, on the 20th is Martin Luther King, is the inauguration. On the 21st is Martin Luther King Day.
Right.
But in Mississippi, it's also Robert E. Lee Day.
It is.
And especially in Madison County. I don't know about, they always put out that thing from Madison County.
Right.
And everybody online goes, this is disgusting. And then they said, why do we want to say something about the president of the South? And I'm going, excuse me, Robert E. Lee was not the president of the South. That would be Jefferson Davis.
Right.
Robert E. Lee was a great general who fought and graduated from West Point in the United States,
Right.
fought in the Mexican-American War, for
Right.
the United States.
Right.
Highly decorated person
Right.
in the Army. Then would not pick up arms against his home people, his neighbors in Virginia. So he had to join the South.
Right.
And then when they surrendered,
Right.
he was allowed to let go, and everybody did the right thing and just went home.
Right.
And the rich oligarchs that actually ran the Civil War continued with their stuff.
Exactly.
Okay. But Robert E. Lee is considered a great man in the South.
Right.
And that is just that.
Yeah. I'm sorry. They're,
But
only the government gets off for those holidays.
But it is a day.
McDonald's workers, us everyday people, we don't, people brag about a new national holiday to everyday citizens. It doesn't matter because we're not getting off work. If you're not a government employee or work at a bank, you're not.
When I was married once for 6 months.
Smart man.
My wife worked for criminal investigation unit at the Highway Patrol.
Okay.
And all I noticed from the time I got married on New Year's Eve
Okay.
until July 4th,
Okay.
they get a holiday like every other week.
I know.
I mean,
I know.
it's just boom, boom, boom. I'm off today, but I'm off today.
I know.
I'm off today.
Every teeny tiny little holiday, the government's off. It's crazy.
It is.
And they brag to us about, I'm off. And I'm like, nice. I'm not.
I'm going to take off.
Thank you. I'm paying your salary.
I'll
I'm
take,
working for my
I'll take
own.
an extra day Friday and have a 3-day weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There are
well.
a lot of people in government that are about to. They've been
Well-
basically sitting around twiddling their thumbs
Well-
because they don't have anything to do.
Well,
riding
the
clock.
truth of the matter, here in Mississippi, we have people that sit around and just twiddle their thumbs
Oh yeah.
on the clock.
Yeah. There's
And
a
we-
lot of doubling up on government employees.
All the departments need to run efficiently.
Yep.
For instance, last year I went to the sales tax office to get or 2 years ago, to get my permit to open up Acme Pizza.
Right.
Okay, I'd already gotten my liquor license, which is usually the one
That's a
thing you
hard
wait.
thing to
That's
do.
usually the thing you're waiting the longest for.
Right.
I couldn't get my state permit where I used to go in and just sign up.
Right.
They said they had to approve it, and it was going to be 30 to 90 days. And then I had to pull some strings, get some people who talk to people,
And get it done.
and they called down there, and it was done in like 2 minutes. But I had started out and waited 30 days the first time.
Right.
Okay, and I still didn't have it. Then 15 more days,
Right.
and then after I had a liquor license, I was just going,
What is holding this up?
"What's holding this up? Let me make a phone call."
And literally, you walked in minutes to have it done.
Oh, I was phone called that I had it, and it would be emailed to me immediately. I did not have to go back.
But what I'm saying is they can actually get it done really quick.
Well,
if they actually get their button gear like the normal market does.
Well, normally that's what you used
people in
to.
normal life.
Normally, it's just like getting a car tag. You go in, you fill out the paper, you get your car tag, you walk out. Right?
Right.
Well, that's the same way it should be there.
Exactly.
Okay. And
Well, even if it's not,
they said, we have to make sure you're not a criminal.
well, that's what the liquor license. The liquor license
I'm-
is even
I'm
deeper
like-
of a background check, is it not?
Yeah, but the other side of that is you could give somebody a business,
Right.
investigate them immediately,
Right.
then go arrest them at their business in that first week if that's the problem.
Right.
It's just it,
It's a bunch of red
I mean,
tape.
you're opening up your business in a building. They know where you're going to be.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
why not catch the criminal
Well,
if he's a criminal?
Well, that's true. But on
But
the
I-
other hand, if you can call and pull strings and get it done in the snap of a finger, then it should have been done for everybody else at a snap of a finger
Correct.
a long time ago.
Correct. And I mean, it's like in Jackson, Clay and I, we got permits several times in
Right.
Jackson for different nightclubs. And you go to this building, you go to that building, you go to the third floor, you come back down to the first floor, you go over here, you go over there.
Right.
And it just amazes me what you jump through just to get a permit to open up a business,
Right.
to collect sales tax, to give to the state.
To them. Right. And they're sitting there getting paid for basically doing, I hate to say it, but a lot of government employees, I've known a couple, they sit around and twiddle their thumbs all day.
We need a
And they never, it's hard to fire them.
we need a place that
They
you
get
walk
fired.
you walk into, and it's just one call. You walk in there and they have You sign the piece of paper and they say the fire inspector will be there on this day, the
Right.
police inspector will be there on this day, and it just comes down the page.
Right.
Okay. And then, for instance, if a person could do 10 a day,
Right.
then you only schedule 10 a day, and then they'll schedule 10 more for the next day. It's not like every day in Jackson, Mississippi, somebody's opening up a business.
Right.
I don't think.
Well,
Well, a legal business.
right.
So, but I mean, that's the way it should be.
It should.
We
Government
got-
should run as
You,
efficiently
you
as
should run it.
business does.
You should run efficiently for the businesses, because
Right.
the businesses need to collect the taxes for you.
Right.
And saying, and I'm at a thing. I want the income tax gone, but I don't mind the sales tax. You know, now
Yeah.
some people say we don't need the sales tax. I really don't mind the sales tax, because to me, if everybody paid the sales tax, then the criminals would be paying the sales tax.
Right.
And, you know,
Well, in Florida, that's why they don't have an income tax in Florida, is because the sales tax covered, because there's so many tourists that the sales tax covers
right.
what
Right.
they need for.
Right. Yeah.
So,
But,
yeah.
But they, they want to take no tax on groceries. They are cut it to 4%. I hear Delbert going, "Oh, I'm all for it." Delbert, if you were for it, you would have done it last year.
Yeah.
Quit lying to the people, Delbert.
Yeah.
Get off your katukas and just and let some bills come through the Senate. It's like the ballot initiative made it through the House last year.
Right.
There's more people in the House than the Senate,
Right.
but old Delbert stopped it again.
Stopped it.
You know,
Well, Delbert plays.
you
I
know.
mean, I had the personal experience where I was waiting at a restaurant, waiting for two people to come out of the Senate to have lunch with us. And Chris McDaniels was actually on his trying to get out of town to go to a fundraiser or a meeting or something like that. And Delbert held them over for like 2 hours. We sat, not 2 hours, I'd say at least an hour and a half, because we sat in that restaurant waiting for at least an hour.
So Delbert
That's
owes you 2 hours back.
Well, no, it's not really that. It's just, I think he should have been, he's being called out because it was all about he as the lieutenant governor, about keeping his competitor from making it to a meeting just to kind of thumb his nose at him.
Yep. Yep.
So that's why I don't like Delbert. I had that personal experience where it was just like, are you kidding me?
Delbert is
How many people's life did he affect because he wanted to
Del-
jab his competitor,
well, I mean,
his challenger?
the lieutenant governor position in Mississippi is a stronger position than any other place on the ballot.
It supposedly is the most powerful position in the state.
It is.
And he even stated that. Somebody asked him,
Yeah.
why do you want to do it? And he said, because it's the most powerful.
And you pick the committee members, and you pick this. And so when you pick these committee members that nothing gets out of committee on,
Yep.
that's where you do what you do best.
Well, and he appointed
Absolutely
a whole
nothing.
lot of Democrats
Yeah.
to lead positions.
Yeah. And then Rhino Republicans.
Right.
Okay. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right here on the Chip Matthews Show with Taylor Turcotte on WYAB. Here on the Chip Matthews Show with Taylor Turcotte on What?
Looking for the perfect spot to
Didn't
wild
expect
friends
you
and
to say all
family?
that.
El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your
Didn't
name.
expect you to
Locations
say all
in
that.
Flowood
What?
and Cross
About
Gates,
Gilbert.
Brandon El Patrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas.
Well,
and
Gilbert,
their
he came to
keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in
Camp
their authentic Mexican dishes.
and asked me,
prepared with love
why
and
are they
served in
fighting?
warmth.
He thought all three of us were
Atmosphere.
fighting.
Come
There
to
was
El Patrio
me.
and taste the tradition.
I said, I had one person challenging me in the Republican primary for mayor,
Right.
and I was winning. I wasn't worried about it. But Arnell and Truly were fist fighting in front of the precinct. And Delbert came there to break it up.
Fist fighting.
Fist fighting. And I found it odd that he actually physically came.
Go to mpvr.org. Like us on Facebook to stay up
You know
to
they're
date on
cheating
the
in
latest
Canton.
information.
Why are you here?
Mississippi Parents
Right.
for Vaccine Rights. mpvr.org.
And how do you settle this?
CBS News Brief.
It could be
Meta
cops
is
to
scrapping
separate
the
them.
party fact
Cops aren't allowed to be called to a precinct.
Instagram.
Are you feeling
CEO Mark
bad?
Zuckerberg on the reason.
I got it pretty much cleared up.
Potential harms from online content.
First one.
Governments and legacy media
Think
have
they're
pushed to
anything.
censor more and more.
Meta will
But I
switch
mean-
to community notes from users like on X.
We need to
Forecasters
talk
in
about
Southern
that.
California are warning of a life-threatening and destructive
No.
windstorm that's expected to last for days. CBS meteorologist Tony
Oh, they
Sidoti.
warned
Facebook
us.
Meta.
Winds that could gust 60 to 80 miles per hour.
They're
That's
changing
enough
all their
to cause
rules to be more
not
like
just
X.
some damage, but also some
Well,
power outages too.
Most people don't
Two
realize when
people
Meta
fell
was
dead
going,
in a
what they were
JetBlue
hoping to
plane on the ground
accomplish,
at
and
Fort
luckily they
Lauderdale
didn't.
Airport. CBS News Miami.
But they were wearing out the CEO today,
Into the landing gear to begin with.
and they were asking them questions. Well, what did y'all do? Well, what did y'all do? Well, what did y'all do?
A 3-hour flight time.
CBS
They were
News
giving
Brief.
him notes.
I'm Deborah
Oh,
Rodriguez.
good. I'm glad.
I think there are a lot of people that are sitting in churches right now, or maybe sitting in coffee shops, that have a story to tell of what God's done in their life, but they're never going to get the pulpit, they're never going to get a microphone, they're never going to get an opportunity to share their
Wonder where his headset was.
I don't know. I was thinking the same thing.
Life with Jesus.
I was just thinking the
Because
same
I missed
thing.
where he called me. He called me like 10:30. And I'm sure that's what it was.
He
James.
called me right.
Looking for an HVAC company that cares more? Look no further than Air
He
South
called me
Cooling and
within
Heating.
20
We
after I
offer
talked to you, he
0%
called me.
financing on new cooling and
I said,
heating
dude, I don't
systems,
know really
full
what.
house power
Give it
generators,
back.
and water heaters. Benefit from our free consultations, 24/7,
I'm gonna start
365 emergency service, and a
putting my
free
dance
service
around
call with the
my
repair of your system backed by our satisfaction guarantee. Call Air South Cooling and Heating today at 601-909-0881. Air South Cooling and Heating. We care more. Offer subject to credit approval. See airsouthnow.com for full details.
Rare coin prices have exploded in the last 3 years. Hard Asset Management, one of the world's largest precious metals and rare coin dealer firms, makes recommendations on what to buy for collectors who know what they're looking for. We can make strong recommendations in areas that we feel have the strongest potential for long-term growth. Call today, 844-426-4653 to receive our free Rare Coin newsletter or register online at bmcham.com.
This is Rita Jensen, and we had the REMAX Agent State
I shouldn't
Awards.
let you
It's
still wear the
very
hat.
encouraging to be recognized.
What's the name of
There are many
the real
reasons you
estate
may want
agents
to
that
sell your home
always wear the
quickly.
little
It
cowboy
may be
hat
that you're an
with the
empty
logo.
nester and you want to downsize.
She
It may
did, and
be that
also
you've
Charlotte
gotten a
Reeves did.
substantial raise
Yeah,
and
but
you
it's
want
not
to
Charlotte,
move
it's
up.
somebody else.
So no
Might be
situations
her.
or any
She
other. You
sold
just
me
want to sell your house.
The purple
Rita
hat.
Jensen,
I remember a
REMAX
purple hat.
Connection. My
It was
office
purple
number
hat on
is
her side.
601-326-3670.
She sold me
Or
my
go to
first
my
house.
website,
She had an
ritajensen.net.
office right down from you, from the restaurant.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
Hello, Chip Matthews back on the Chip Matthews Show along with Taylor Turcotte on a cold and blustery Tuesday.
Overcast, but the sun's coming this afternoon.
Look, I was looking at this picture of Trump up here.
Yeah.
That picture is a fake. Trump has not been to the moon to where he can look back at the earth.
That is, well,
Well, I mean, it's the truth.
especially not in a suit. He'd need a
I mean, somebody should have told us what we're going for there.
well, who painted that? TWA? Who was that?
I don't know. Where do you see TWA?
Down at the bottom. They signed it.
Oh,
People
TWA.
can't see that on the radio. We probably shouldn't be talking about it.
Okay. So we're back. We're going to talk about, let's go through this Republican thing. What is a Republican? We have a group of Republicans in Mississippi who are rhinos. We have a bunch in Washington that are rhinos.
Right.
Now, conservative values mean you want to lower taxes.
Correct.
You want smaller government.
Right.
And you want to give as much back to the people as possible.
Right.
And you want to control the borders.
We want to be able to do
You
what
want-
we want to do,
you
make
know.
our own decisions,
Yes.
control our own destinies.
So I guess you Republican lawmakers who are rhinos say, well, then I'm not doing anything. That's probably best.
Exactly. Do less, not more.
Vote on the stuff that counts, don't vote. I mean, I had a guy in the House last year who says, I'm voting for it because everybody else is voting for it. And it's my first time in. And I was just like, that is no answer to anybody.
Do they go home and ask their people? I would go out on the street and
Well, I know,
say,
I know he got,
well, how do you want
he got
this
a
vote to go?
I know 10 people that contacted him immediately after he said that,
Right.
because I was the one that told the other
His
people.
constituents.
And so they called and told him what to do. He still voted along with the team, but this year he feels a little bit different about it.
Well,
He
good.
understands it more. And I understand, your first time in, you want to get along with the other players in the game.
Right.
Not me.
Well,
I'd rather butt heads with them.
well, it depends on if you're right in your opinion, butting heads. If you're not, then you don't just butt heads to.
You butt heads to ask questions.
Yes.
You got to ask questions.
True.
You got to say, like, for instance, let's say, years ago, you look at them and you say, well, years ago, we passed all of this legislation to put in the lottery to pay for schools. Extra money was going to pay for roads.
Right.
The schools suck.
Still.
The roads are in bad shape.
Yep.
What did y'all do with the money?
Well, that would be nice to know.
Okay. And before we had the lottery, we had money for schools and roads too.
We did.
So we have schools and roads money, and we added schools and road money. Don't forget the casinos we opened to add schools and road
Right.
money.
And quick stops.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't understand. Somebody explain it to me. I know, and we need the money to follow the child.
Right.
I believe that's a good thing.
The school systems need to be.
There's
a lot.
I think we need to really, really, really look
Tear it
at
down and build it back.
exactly.
Tear it down. I mean,
All these school districts, some are run right, some are run wrong. And it's like in Madison County. I would much rather the Canton School District be run by Madison County.
Right.
Now, some people in Madison County say, well, that would lower our rate if we took in Canton.
Right.
No, it's not enough people in Canton to lower your rate. If you're an A, you might go to A- maybe, but with a better system in place, they will have good grades.
well, and you'll have everybody will know why you dropped.
Yeah.
It's not because schools were not doing well. It's because you were taken in. So
And remember the
if there's
reason,
an explanation for stuff, people tend to handle it better.
and remember the big thing on the separation there,
Right.
which was back in the 60s when they separated. But after that, the reason why they hadn't put it back together is because the best site for putting new businesses in Mississippi is the mega site at Canton, referred to as in Madison County,
Right.
so that the county school numbers are the ones they show to all the big people
Coming in.
They come to Canton and then they go, wait, what about this? Oh, that's not in that number.
Yeah.
I mean,
Y'all won't live in Canton.
yeah, you're not going to live in Canton. You're going to live in Gladstone.
Right.
So,
Well, the schools need a lot of help.
yes, they do.
Well, we need to rethink schools and what we're teaching them and why are we teaching them so much stuff. I mean, I honestly believe schools have been to program people to make them good little office workers that are then prepared to go in and sit at a desk for their job.
Yeah, and they say, okay, to sit at a desk
Little
at your
minutes.
job, you don't need to know anything about politics.
Nope.
Nothing about politics. So we
No.
won't teach civics.
You don't need anything that you're going to form an opinion about.
Oh, we don't
We
want,
just want you to do the job.
and we'll stay away from history because history happened, and we don't want to repeat history. So we won't let you know about it.
Oh, that's not even that.
I mean, but it's the truth.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, we don't teach history. We don't teach. I think we teach math
we teach, math.
or the new math. It's always a new math.
Right.
And 1 plus
Oh,
1
gosh.
is 1 plus 1 is always 2.
Yeah. And what do you think that was for? I think that was to separate the parents because none of Generation X understands the new math that they taught, Common Core math.
But see, the whole
So the kids, how did the kids come home and ask their parents for help?
the
They
de-
don't.
the Democrats have had a plan
Yes.
to divide and conquer the people of America
All the way
for a long
around.
time. And I mean, I know we're just
All the way around.
I'm just a little old idiot here that doesn't know anything, but I can see that.
Well, if you pay attention, if you just start asking questions about why, like my friend with her child, I had to pick up her kid and we had to exchange car seats. Why do they make up until a certain age children have to face backwards? Is that to keep them from making eye contact with or maybe engaging with their parents?
That has to do with you sliding through the front window.
Well, you'll go sliding through the back if you're turned around. If you're hit from the front,
No, you won't.
you're either front or back.
No, you won't.
Wow.
They did test.
Yeah, of course they did.
The Democrats
Yeah,
did test.
of course.
But I mean, that's the big deal here. I mean, everything, like for instance, the church.
Yeah.
Churches are, have dropped in attendance, but more people after this election seem to be finding religion and finding their way back to right and wrong. Right and wrong is half of it.
Right.
Right and wrong will get you to a church.
Right.
And the church helps reinforce that. But over the last few years, they've tried to separate all that.
They have.
And in the schools, they kicked it out of schools.
Yeah.
And I guess where Kamala went to school, they even kicked out the Pledge of Allegiance since she didn't know it.
Right. Oh, yeah, she didn't know it. Well, she spent most of her time in Canada.
Wow.
She moved to Canada as a 12-year-old and didn't come back until she went after 2 years of being in
And you see what mess
Canada.
And you see what mess Canada's in.
Oh yeah. Well, now that Trudeau has stepped down, then
We're
not really.
we're fixing to invade Canada and take it.
Well, I don't know if we have to invade it. I think most of the people in Canada are more than happy.
They'll just lay down
They
their
love
weapons and surrender.
Well, they're not surrendering. They're joining is I think what they see, because the statement was made that they're not worried about their personal property being coming and taken over by the United States. That most of the Canadians, I think, are in for it. They're like, yeah, let's do it.
Well,
that's why Trudeau just resigned.
So what do you think is going to happen in Mexico? You think they're just going to say, "Oh, we give up too"?
I wouldn't be surprised if
we
they did.
give up too.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
And they're going to all give up all the way down to the Panama Canal. And the guys at the Panama Canal, oh, you're not taking the Panama Canal.
Well,
but we're going to.
I think we should with the Panama Canal. Now, I don't know about that. I would want to know how the Mexican people feel about becoming part of the United States before.
Well, most of them are already here.
Well, I mean, Mexico is really, I mean, if Americans have a second home or a place that they feel safe traveling to, I would say Mexico is probably the.
Yeah, it used to be where,
I can drive to Mexico. If something happens in Mexico, I don't have to fly back here. I can actually drive from Mexico to here. And I'd rather go to Mexico than
and the
Canada.
federales are on every corner with their shotguns. Have you ever driven through Mexico?
No, I went to Cabo one time.
When you go to Cabo, see, I stayed in La Place.
Right.
Okay. So when you're driving from Cabo to La Place,
right.
No. Am I in the right place? No. Cabo, that's on the other side, West Coast. Been there too.
Wow.
But when you're driving from town to town,
oh yeah.
At every red light, at every stop sign.
Oh please, we were laying on the beach, and they would roll by about every hour. A helicopter would come by with somebody hanging out with a machine gun. We were down at the Van Halen's, Sammy Hagar's place.
Yeah.
And literally standing on the corner, crossing the street, here comes a Jeep full of military with their machine guns.
Cabo Wabo.
It's Cabo Wabo, yeah.
Okay.
It's not fun. He was not there, but it's heavily.
So I used to go every year this time of year.
Right.
I would leave on New Year's Day. I found out that's the best day to travel. Nobody's on the plane on New Year's Day.
Wow, I didn't know that.
You get on the plane on New Year's Day, and then I would come back the weekend after the 10th, because the 10th is my birthday.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
There you go.
Well,
full circle there.
Nice little trip. I enjoyed it. I liked Cabo.
Okay. And so this weekend at Acme Pizza, you can just drop off all the gifts and donations.
Yeah.
As I will be signing up on the 10th.
You need to make a Cabo pizza, a Cabo inspired or Mexico inspired pizza.
We have 10 tequilas. No, 15. No, 20.
Pizza.
We have 20 tequilas. That's Cabo inspired enough.
Okay.
We even have Cabo pizza.
I know you have a Mexican pizza,
but we have Santos tequila.
Oh, okay.
Which is Guy Fieri's and Sammy Hagar's. Okay. And then we have Cabo Wabo.
Yep.
Cabo Wabo.
I still have a shopping bag from Cabo.
Cabo Wabo.
Cabo Wabo.
Okay, y'all. So politics. What are y'all going to do? What are you going to do to hold your legislative members and your people that's in the state government and that's in the federal government? What are you going to do to make sure that they push the Trump agenda at the federal level and the Tate agenda here, because Tate wants to shrink the government.
Right.
Tate wants to save us money. Tate wants to put money back in your pocket.
Yeah.
And if you have some money back in your pocket, you can put it in crypto. You can invest it and make some of this big boom money that's fixing to happen.
Right.
Because it is fixing to happen.
Oh, well,
it's just no way around it.
Last time when Trump walked in, man, he walked into the office and it's like he kick-started like it was a motorcycle.
But
the economy. It
but-
just cranked right
but
back up.
we got to support and we've got to do what we need to do. We need to be true Republicans and work on the local elections.
Right.
We need to find people to run for city council, aldermans, mayors. You need to find them, and don't worry about primarying somebody. If that mayor's good, then that mayor will win. If that
Right.
mayor ain't good, they won't win.
Right.
So, they may not like you anymore, but
Well, just there's a little healthy competition. Just keep it.
put their
nice.
feet to the fire and make them say they're going to do something in the next administration.
Right.
That's right.
And then keep up with it.
Okay.
Then stay on their honeys.
Let's take a break. We'll be back on the Chip Matthews Show with Taylor Turcott on WYAB. Show with Taylor Turcott on WY.
1039 WYAB.
I can't come
Y'all
tonight.
come see us at Flora Animal
Do a
Hospital,
podcast.
your trusted
Right,
hometown vet.
right
We
over
offer a wide
Okay,
variety
I've
of veterinary
got-
services, including boarding. Dr. Kaylee McCary is a Madison County
Yeah.
native who has been serving.
That
the
is
Florida community and
horrible. I
surrounding
can't look
areas
at you
since
now.
2013. She leads our
I've got
team of
Pilates. I
highly
can't
trained and
do the
compassionate women.
podcast
We're
tonight.
located at 740
I got
Highway
my French
49 in the
class
Coffee
back.
Exchange Plaza. Call us today
I'm not-
at
I'm going to Pilates.
601-879-3222.
Stop it.
At Florida Animal Hospital, we treat your pets like our own.
Hey, everybody, it's John at Two Gun Tactical. We're having Kim Wade Wednesdays at both locations. So you come in and mention Kim Wade on a Wednesday, you get half price range fees. Hey, if you're a member, we're going to give you an extra free target just for mentioning Kim Wade Show. Come on in and work on your shooting and exercise that 2A right that if we don't fight for it, we won't have it much longer. It's twoguntactical.com. That's the number 2guntactical.com. An American home
gotta
just
find
doesn't
a better
seem
place
complete
for your
without that flag hanging from the pole on the porch.
Well, we're fixing to be on his
The
thing.
head.
In Jackson,
that's
you've
We're
got
gonna
a
be on his.
complete flag
That's right.
switch from I-55 north. You'll find U.S. and Mississippi
I'll
flags
come up
in all
Monday
sizes.
early
And yes, that
when he's
new
setting up for
Mississippi
the show.
flag is available along with international flags and all state and
When
territorial
he's setting us up
flags.
to do everything
They
here.
can build your flagpole and repair that ragged old flag. It's at CompleteFlags.com. That's CompleteFlags.com.
Dive into your dreams of an in-ground pool with Blue Line
That will be
Pools.
easier,
Rankin
though.
County and Central Mississippi's premier fiberglass
That'll
pool
be much
builder.
easier.
Partnering with Aviva high-end fiberglass pools. Blue Line
What are we gonna
Pools
use for a camera
transfers your
for you?
backyard into an oasis. Pergolas, porches,
Camera
patios,
one,
porches,
camera
porches,
two,
and more. Make
camera
your dreams
one,
reality.
I would
camera
rather have
two,
this
Blue
one.
Line Pools and Therapies.
Camera
With
two.
only
What's
1
that
to 2
from?
week pool installation, a lifetime warranty on the structure, easier cleaning and less maintenance costs.
When,
It's time to dip into the cool blue waters of your very own pool from Blue Line Pools at bluepoolsms.com.
For all your gun and accessory needs, visit Guns and Gear on Highway
Come on.
51 in
Come on,
Gluckstadt.
spit it
Gun
out.
shopping in Central Mississippi will never be the same again.
Waynesboro?
Guns and Gear is not your average
When
gun
he's
store. Our
laying
goal is
over
to
her
provide
in
quality
bed.
one-on-one
Oh my
customer
God.
service at a price.
No.
Everyday men and women count.
Did not watch
Whether you're an
my
avid
Charles.
hunter, competitive shooter, survivalist,
I'm a
or just a
woman.
weekend clinker with friends and family,
Stupid.
Guns and Gear is
That's
here to
stupid.
meet all your gun and
stupid.
accessory needs. Visit us at
Very
gunsandgearms.com.
So,
Grizz Nation, join Jaron, Des, and your Memphis Grizzlies this Thursday night, January 9th at 7 p.m. when your Grizzlies host the Houston
No,
Rockets
we got
on
phone call.
Mentor Night. Arrive early as the first
Why,
3,000 fans will receive a Grizzlies Mentor t-shirt. Secure your tickets today by visiting grizzlies.com. That's grizzlies.com.
I can barely hear you. Do what? Hold on, I gotta go on again. Do what now? What did you say again?
Oh, right, that. I don't know. How about next week?
How about now?
Somebody
Or
lied.
I could do it later, right?
No more putting it off. Do it now so you don't forget. You want this and have for a while.
Ah, you're right. I want this.
You deserve this, and it can help you in the long run. There, I just logged onto homescc.edu. We're getting you registered right now.
Wait. Hold up. I thought you had to show up on site to register at Homes.
You can do either one. You know that career you talk about all the time? The life you dream about? It starts today. How does that famous quote go?
Don't. Please don't.
The secret to getting ahead is...
Getting started.
Want a better life? Better get started. Register right now at homecc.edu or stop by a campus near you. And remember, at Home CC,
How
your
many
tuition
employees
could
does
be
he have?
free with a 20 on your
What?
ACT.
How many employees does
Homes
he have
Community
here?
College.
Just Matt and
No
himself?
place
Yeah,
like
a
home.
bookkeeper or somebody like
His
that.
wife.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here's your host, Chip Matthews.
And we're back for a final segment here on a Tuesday, January the 7th. I noticed that January 6th occurred
It did.
and the world did not explode.
It was actually the first time since like 1981 that an election was not contested.
Well, I mean, when it's
The Democrats usually contest it every.
when you
so,
beat somebody's butt that bad, there's no need.
Well-
There's no reason to contest it.
No, but they contested last time with Trump.
Well,
Of course, they didn't they didn't mention that when they talked about Trump contesting his election.
and some of my friends say he ain't in office yet, and I'm like, okay, watch it
Wow.
now, watch it. That's treason.
Yep,
That's treason.
he should be in office.
Now, those are Jameson's headsets.
Yes.
You will make sure that they are where they're supposed to be.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. Just making sure. I wonder who
In fact, I don't even wrap him up anymore now that I know that he's the one that's using it.
lifted them.
I don't know.
It's an investigation here at the radio station.
He said that there was somebody who could have mistakenly done it. So
Yeah.
undoubtedly. And I know I saw
That-
somebody else with
I think-
headphones
I
on that
think-
resembled
I
these.
think we have a Democrat working there. We have a Democrat.
I doubt that.
We have a Democrat.
I highly doubt that.
Mhm.
I think it was
And they
probably just a
moved 'em.
little mistake of
Yeah.
some sort.
The Democrats always make mistakes.
An honest mistake.
Democrats never made an honest mistake.
No.
Oh, okay.
They either make stupid mistakes or not honest ones.
Okay. So what else is going
No.
on? What are you doing this week? What do you got going on?
I have Republican women's meeting tomorrow, Madison County.
They're lovely.
They are. I'm excited to get to go. I haven't
Okay.
been to one of their meetings before. And I'm just working on my 55 and up, my resource guide for the second half of life and seniors.
Okay. And also, y'all, if you'd like to advertise on our show, just give Taylor Turcotte a call and
Yes.
she'll hook you up.
I'm looking for somebody to sponsor our show.
Yes, we need somebody to sponsor it and sponsor our stream service and our t-shirts and our hats and our bandanas and our we're gonna make, but we're going a step further than Clay though.
We are.
We're gonna have jocks.
Excuse me?
We're gonna have
Like
radio show
just
jocks.
jockeys?
No, like jock straps.
No, we're
And
not.
we're gonna give them out to the politicians
No,
down
we're
there
not.
that have balls.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
I'm not. I'm not.
Okay. I mean, right now, none of them have any to stand up to anybody. I just want
Right.
to see somebody stand up to somebody.
Well, we'll see. I think that they may be getting the hint this year. I mean, elections were last year, and this is their.
And did you see Benny Thompson on the news last night?
I didn't.
Talking
Did
about
I miss Benny Thompson?
he looks unsure of himself when he talks about January 6th now.
Of course he is. He
I
should
mean,
be.
he seems like he's explaining it away. At one point, he's like, "I'm in charge. I'm not in charge. I'm in charge. I'm not in charge."
Well, I think that he probably has figured out that he's the patsy that they were throwing underneath the bus. He and Liz Cheney. That's why they didn't get the highest award. They got the second highest award, and then they gave all of the highest awards to all the.
Did you
real
get an
people.
award?
I've never gotten an award. I don't think in my entire life.
You know, they're going to give out participation awards this
Oh,
week
yeah.
for everybody in the government, and then they'll probably go back and
Oh yeah.
give everybody a pardon.
Oh yeah. Let's see what
I mean-
kind of uproar Biden starts today by doing. He let Gitmo's prisoners go yesterday. He's trading out
11
Gitmo.
Gitmo prisoners.
Yes, one
Who-
of them was the bodyguard for Bin Laden,
Right.
and they're trading for somebody, and it could have been done months ago, but he's waiting to do it today.
Hmm. He wanted to close Gitmo. I want to fill it up.
And I think it's going to be filled
So,
by Merritt.
yeah. Jameson Haygood show will be up next. He'll be in to tell you all the news that is the news about the news and the oligarchs of the news.
Yep.
And he will connect all the dots and it'll all make sense if you just listen.
Open your
Take
mind
your
and
time
listen.
and listen. I enjoy his show,
Mhm.
except for when he's yelling at us about headsets.
Headsets.
Well, he
was in
really
the
wasn't
store,
yelling
I
at.
looked
He
at-
wasn't yelling at us. It's just
Yeah.
that we unfortunately had the show before his. So.
Yeah.
And that was that.
Yeah.
But anyway, We'll be back next week, Monday, bright and early, unless something happens and we get here before then. Y'all be careful in the weather. A lot of snow, a lot of ice is fixing to happen. And
Possibly.
Taylor, say goodbye.
Goodbye, Taylor.
Okay. And I'm Chip Matthews, and I'm saying goodbye. And we'll see you next Monday
Y'all have a
right
great
here
week.
on WYAB.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
103.9 WYAB. Pocahontas, Jackson.
That's why I named my dog Gracie.
CBS News
Because my mother
on the
actually
Hour,
named me
sponsored
George.
by Progressive